Hello, everybody. I'm really pleased to welcome today Nancy and Jean-Michel from TimeTonic. So we know each other for quite a while now, for almost a few years, we can say now. And you were with us at the last Nocode Summit, and we're happy to have you today. It's going to be a surprise for me as well. I guess you're going to show us some new stuff because you're about to launch on Product Hunt soon, beginning of June, right? So I'm assuming you have some news for us today. Just maybe to get started, so we're going to have about half an hour together today. The idea is to just maybe remind everyone, or for people who don't know you yet, a bit where the company comes from, what's your vision, and where you at now. And then we'll deep dive into the demo. That's the main part for this morning. And we'll keep the questions for the end. If we have 5-10 minutes, we'll take a few questions. That sound good?
Good, very good. So thank you very much, Lucien, for the introduction and for having us today.
My pleasure.
All right. So yeah, quick intro about TimeTonic. So we're a French company hosted in France. So that means GDPR compliant with lots of security issues. We're very focused on making sure we focus on the needs for professionals. That means high-end companies. It can be small companies or big companies. We work with very big companies, including the social security in France. You know, that's or Air France or Airbus or NG, GRDF, big entities, big companies, but also, of course, hundreds of smaller and SMBs and larger mid-sized companies as well. So the company was launched in the end of 1996, and we have a focus on no-code solution based on data. That means we're a smart visual database that makes it simple to organize any kind of information, to centralize information, work as a team, and to create your own solutions that can be cloud and instantly and natively mobile, including with offline mode, which is very attractive for people who have field service needs or construction needs or quality, health or security needs or industrial needs for quality control in factories, for example, and things like that. And we have three main types of usage of our platform. Of course, people use it for hundreds of different things, but the three main areas where we've had a lot of focus is on CRM or customer relationship. And we'll show you some demos there, including the management of emails. For example, we have natively in the platform the capability to manage incoming emails and to respond. We have an email client inside the platform, so you can have a 360 view of your customer relationships, including with automations, etc. Also a lot with project management. We have, I don't know, the Grand Prix, Formula One Grand Prix of France who uses TimeTonic for project management. And we have beautiful Gantt charts that we'll be able to show you as well. So very popular for project management and field service management, as mentioned, because of our native mobile application. So a lot of people will use us when they have needs for mobile access, and no need to add an extra layer of another application. You know, you don't need to add another tool on top of it, including if you need to share information with your customers, because we can instantly generate mirror views for internal users to filter access and for external users. So that's where we are, and I'm happy to show you all of that. And
yeah, I think
say a few words about the Product Hunt launch that's coming soon.
Yeah. So hi everyone, I'm Nancy, CMO at TimeTonic. We just finished the redesign of our solution, so it's now perfect for you to onboard yourself with it. And for that, we are planning our launch on Product Hunt in a few weeks. So don't hesitate to subscribe to our newsletter to have the information when we'll be live.
All right. Will it be called like TimeTonic 2.0 or something like this, or does it have a new?
Well, it's the first time. It's the first time we have the capability to do self onboarding with self payment. So that's very important. That means now we can.
It's becoming self-service. All right.
Exactly. And so that's very important because up to now it was really B2B direct sales with invoicing,
Correct.
the customers. And for now we have launched two things. One is a freemium model. That means you can start to use the solution without having to pay anything. So we have a free model, and which pretty rich. You can do a lot of things with the free solution. And then we have the capability once you need to improve to more advanced feature, more admin, more automatic generation of documents or things like that, then you can subscribe online. So that's a big step for us, of course, to be able to scale around the world with our solution.
Okay, very clear. That answers my main question. All right, time to dive in, I guess. And can I add your screen? It's Jean-Michel's screen, right? Can I add your screen to the feed? Yeah.
Right, very good. So this is a quick intro to the TimeTonic dashboard. The main view when you start, you have all your workspaces, and we call them workspaces. They are basically your applications. But because in TimeTonic, you can really create a new application or workspace that combines information from multiple sources, including external, including internal. That means you can create a workspace that has information from your customers and information from your users or information from your invoicing, etc. So you don't need to have a closed and standalone solution. The solution that you make visible for your end users can combine data from multiple data sources inside TimeTonic. So we'll start with an example for advanced solution. As mentioned, we work a lot for really professionals. And we'll show you an example with construction site management. So basically click on there. If you want to start, you just start with add new workspace, and you can start with our templates. We have templates in French and in English. But once you're ready, you dive into your application that you have either already parametered and organized, or that you have been invited to, or you start from a template. And again, we have very rich templates that you can work with. So the way it's organized, on the left, you have your main tables. So a table in TimeTonic is a smart table. You will see how it works. Basically, you will find all your information in a collaborative smart tables. And on the top of here, you have your views. So this structure is very interesting because it gives you the capability to see everything at a glance. So you have both the main type of information and the main types of views related to your data. So here, for example, you have a table view. So a table view in TimeTonic is really, spreadsheet-like, where you have one column for every type of data that you need to work on. You can have comments, so you can have really chat for every record information. And in TimeTonic, you can create multiple chats. So you can have a chat, for example, for your finance team, another one with your customer. If you have this restricted view that you want to share with your customer, then you can chat directly with the customer. So that's very interesting to isolate information and to have a very collaborative information. Inside the platform, you also have a capability to have overall discussions directly inside the workspace. So you can have access to discussions that are happening in any of your workspaces. So the collaboration can be either line by line or record by record, or it can be global to a workspace. And when you make changes to your workspace, you can have a notification that appears there as well. So you inform people that have access to information to be able to know about what's happening there. So once you have here, again, you have your example in this. So that's construction site management. You manage a big construction company. You have work orders. You have tasks associated with that. You have links to your customers. You have links to your team members. You may have timesheets that you want to enter. You probably will be generating quotations and invoicing. So you can do all of that inside the solution, including managing your products, your price lists, etc. And you can create templates for your documents. We'll show a few examples of all of this, how it works. So again, here I'm with my work orders, and I have my different views. So views, again, is really, you click on it, and then you have see a site planning, or you have
the same data but viewed differently
of all the information. So you can directly link and you see the information. Again, it's just the same data. You just select the view mode. Here at table view, Kanban, calendar, timeline, Gantt, etc. So I can switch back to my table view from this sitemap, still the same data. And then I switch back to the map view, and I will have the map data of my information. Okay. We'll show different different views afterwards. Now, one of the important thing also is when you click here on the little blue element, you open your record in a rich form view. Now, the rich form is really meant to be used on a daily basis. So the purpose is that the solution is autonomous, that you can do everything on your own. You don't need, again, an extra layer for the user interface. It instantly bids, you have nothing to do, and you can organize information. For example, you can go directly to the timesheets. You see, you don't have to scroll through hundreds of fields to access information that is related to your work order. And you will have all the timesheets. You can actually enter directly information there. So automatically we'll add a new line. You can say, okay, I've worked 4 hours on this, and it will update my total hours spent on the project, for example, right? So that's very important, is that this is a link to a table with your timesheets, and you don't need to go separately. You need to add an extra layer of interface. You can manipulate your information directly there. On the left, on the right, you have access to all your comments. You have access to the history of all changes. So you have the full keep track of everything you do. Now, you have also automations and calculations inside the platform. For example, here, I have an estimation of 50 hours of work. I have a timesheet here. Total is 43 hours. Now, suppose I add a new, I said, okay, I worked 10 hours on this project. So my total goes to 53, and I go back to my order up. It's exceeded the budget because I had estimated a 50. So you can make calculations that will automatically affect results inside your solution. We have different types of automations to be able to do that. Can be automations based on inside natively in TimeTonic, can be via Zapier, can be via the APIs. And we'll have some big announcement during the product hunt on other ways to do automations, but we'll keep that for the product hot launch. And you
okay.
probably know a little bit about everything that's so hot these days in the past few months. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. And that will be other types of automations that will built in directly in natural language, if you see what I mean. You can also, in TimeTonic, you can actually create automations with, if you look here, you have automations with Excel. So that allows you to give full, the power of Excel in terms of formulas. You know, you have all kinds of scripts and formulas that are available in Excel. And so you can associate one field in TimeTonic with another field in like Z44 is your ratio, and F32 is your date, final date, or whatever. So you have customers who build very advanced scripts and workflows based on these capabilities. Now, if you look at that, you have work orders. We'll show you a few other views. For example, the tasks that are associated with your project. So again, this is the same views. You have your, table view. You can have a timeline view, and you can, manipulate that. That's very nice. But again, it's very popular if you have more structured information. You have, you can say the percentage of advancement. You can move your whole project, which is very important. Sometimes you need to move a whole project, and you can create as
all
many...
the time.
Sorry?
All the time. I mean,
all the time, exactly. And you can create subtasks and as many subtasks as you want inside the solution. Now, I want to show you a few other things that are interesting when we look at the way the platform works. If I go back to my solution, I have for example, my invoice, my quotation. So I need to create a quote. So it's actually a link to another table, so you can manipulate from one table to another directly from the solution. So here I have all the elements, and I can say, okay, what are the elements? So again, you can directly inside the platform, you can say, you can add elements to your quotations, or it can be, your task, or it can be invoice elements. And then you can have conditional values. For example, I will select element for my product. So I have a polisher. Automatically, I will have a description associated with that. And for example, I have the unit price that is automatically associated with my product. I only need to enter a number. For example, I'm adding 12 polisher that is there. And then the total will be updated. And very powerful in TimeTonic, you will be able to select templates and generate the document. So here, I'm going to generate with my templates. We'll show you very quickly if we have the time. So here you have your template, can be Word, can be Excel, and then your PDF is ready. It fills the document, transforms it in PDF, and with the native automation, then the emails that we'll show you afterwards, then you can send to the customer, right? In one click. No need again to connect to other tools. Of course, if you're missing, I don't know, character recognition, then you can plug with the Zapier to get, Mindy that does that. But if you inside TimeTonic, you have already a lot of features that make it a standalone solution for professionals. So here you have my full quotation that is available. You see my polish, my 12 numbers that are there, and they're ready to be sent. And this is done very simply. This is a type of field, which is what we call autodoc field. And you associate with a file. The file is actually linked to the link here to the template, and it generates a document. And then we've asked that it's also saved inside the platform. So it pops up, can be sent, but it can be saved locally again. So no need to do anything fancy.
To generate again, yeah.
And then once it's signed, you can just copy, or you drag and drop from your inside the solution or from your computer, and then whoops, you have the signed document that is available with that. Okay, so very easy to have real work. That's different. It's not just the database, right? It's really the full interface on a daily basis when you're working. We have insurance companies that handle thousands of requests every day. They need to have a solution where it's complete, easy to use, and very customized to the specific users. And then we'll show you how it's customized to the specific users. So another example here is oh, by the way, I want to show you, I forgot here, is that the information is available offline on your mobile device instantly. And I just want to show you that if we have 2 seconds, and I can make it work while we speak. That's very, very popular, and again, very, very important. I want to show that.
That's an ask we have, especially for field work. Indeed, I think you'd have to add your mobile to join from your mobile and add your screen from there. Might be a bit
exactly.
tricky. Yes, because
exactly.
sometimes it happens that you have to work in a zone that there are no web network, but you have to scan materials like I don't know. Yes, you have to scan a material, or you have to take picture or sign a document, and everything you have to do. Generally, when you don't have access to the network, you have to note that on paper and take pictures on your cell phone, and then go back to the apps once you are connected to the internet and send those information. So it's like a redo task. But when you have this application that work instantly on your device, even without connection, it's easier. It's a one-time job. Also, you can use it on your tablet, on your cell phone. So yeah, it's a really time-saving device.
So I take it from what you're saying that it's not just about having access to the data you would have downloaded beforehand, but you are going to actually do work offline. It will sync automatically afterwards, right?
Exactly.
I think we have your mobile screen.
Yeah, you can see it. I don't know if it's
no, it doesn't work. But this is the type of feature that is hard to demonstrate because you need to go offline.
So we'll take our word for it, but it does work, and it's very nice because for example, you can take pictures, scan QR codes. You can even annotate pictures. You take in your construction, you have a problem in one area, you can instantly show information of where it is in the system. So let me go back to my main screen then. Entire screen here, window, share, and let me.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So I wanted to show you a few other things. Here is example in insurance broker, totally different. You know, you have a CRM, you have your clients, you have your teams, you have your contacts, you have your contracts, you have your tasks, you have your claim, insurance claims. The customer has an issue. You have collections. You know, you have to get payments. You have emails. So I wanted to show that is that you can directly, basically sync your TimeTonic. It's a smart table, right? It's a database. You can sync to an IMAP server. So emails start coming in directly, and you have one field for the subject, one field for the date, one field for the attachments, etc. And because it's a smart table, you can add fields. You can add field, for example, like the status. Have we responded to the email? Assigned to who is taking care of the email, or what is the client, or what is the project. So you have, because it's tied to the client, if you then open the client, you have the link back to all the emails that have been associated with the system, right? So very important to have this capability. And when you open the email, for example, here you have a number. If you open the email, you have, again, it's standard file. You have all the document, the email itself, but you can reply directly within the platform. So it really becomes a full client inside the solution. You don't need to go out into Google or Outlook or etc. And then the information again is to say data is the application. So you have access to the information. You can manage the information directly inside the solution. And if you want, you can, have a calendar view of your emails, or a timeline view of see what emails people have responded to, or which emails have been sent, or which emails have been assigned or not assigned, etc. Right? Now, if I go, and again, you can have
it's like treating your emails as data in the same way you have data for other things.
Exactly, because at the end, an email box is also a database. You have contacts, you have dates, you have files. So yes, just another database.
Exactly. So quick view, we mentioned dashboards. So you can have dashboards embedded inside the solution to get data reports about anything. You can have tabs. You can have access to any kind of information. You can have filters. So here is for insurance, but of course can be for any of the information that you have, that you need to have. In TimeTonic, you can also create what we call favorite views. That means you can say, I don't know, for example, all my activities here by my calendar view of all my activities. I say, this is my view. I would like to put it in my favorite views. So now I go back to my favorite views and have my calendar view here of all my tasks. So you can combine information to make sure that you build the user interface that you want for your users, and you can specify exactly that. Now, if I go back to my, for example, here are my clients, and I have access to all the information. And for example, here I have, TimeTonic. Again, multiple chats. You see, you can have a chat with your customer, and it will show you create an extranet. You have your structure information. Maybe you have a list of all your contracts, so you can open up the contract and have access to all the information that is related to that. You have your claims and things like that. So again, everything related in one space, very, very important. And now suppose there are claims. So you would like your customers to be able to create forms where they can, create information and share information very easily. So inside any TimeTonic table, you can basically create a view. You can filter this view and say which fields are visible or not visible, which fields are read-only or not read-only, and things like that. And once you've defined this, you can say, I would like to share. For example, you can share by exporting, you can share in another workspace where you'll be able to isolate information from the main data, very important. And you'll be able to create forms. For example, either you embed on your site or here on the just quick link. So if I have an example here. So we have the information where basically I can file a new claim. You just define the information. You define your email address, anything that you want, the details that you want to have about your claim, attachments if you have any about the issue, save, and it will automatically add data to your solution, right? If I go back here, refresh, I have the new data that has just been entered. So that's very powerful to be able to create empty data. But one of the things you can do in TimeTonic is you can share existing forms. So you can create a URL that allows you to connect
specific
users.
records, I mean,
Exactly. So here are my tables, and I can what we call external form, and I can say here that I want to share it back with someone else, even that's not connected in TimeTonic. So you can say, again, by views, you can say, okay, most of it is read-only, but I don't know, I'm missing a signature. So I'm asking, I will send an email to the person and say, I'm missing your signature. Please complete the form. Okay? So, and this you can do easily with automations. And if I go back here and I refresh, you see, now I have the signature inside the document. So very, very important. You can create external forms and you can create automations. So when there is an automation, for example, here we say when there's a new claim, I want to if there are certain conditions are met, you can add and or and group information. It's very interesting. You can create subgroups with filters. That's very, very strong. And you can say, you can change values, you can do many things, and you can send an email. So here it will say, I will send an email directly within the platform. I will add the numbers. You just say dollar, and you have access to all the field, your variables inside your document to be able to share information with your customer or anybody else. And you can create attachment, of course. It can be anything that is a file, including your automatic documents. So it could be your invoice, can be your contract, could be your report, could be your quotation, etc. Right? So very easy to create complete solution for managing information and processes and workflows very, very easily with the platform.
All right. I guess that's just the tip of the iceberg, and the platform can do much more. We can see it's very very versatile, and I think you highlighted a few key points that will really make people who know like kind of platforms in the same space. Like I think you've highlighted a few key differences. I think being able to call on a data from another what you call workspace is very powerful because you virtually have no record limit. I think you didn't mention it during your demo, but there's no like hard theoretical record limits for workspaces there.
There's no hard what, sorry?
Like hard limit for the number of records you have in a given workspace.
We have
right?
very, very important. We have customers who have millions of data. Of course, there is some pricing associated with the extension, but you can easily extend and directly buy within the platform extended data capabilities. And it's very, very important because, again, our focus is on scalable, secure, professional solutions. When you work with GRDF or Air France or l'URSSAF, you have to have very, very scalable and very secured solutions. So that's really the focus. Make sure that even though you can register for free, what you have is a solution for professionals.
Got it. I think we're going to jump to the Q&A. We're a bit over time, but I wanted to ask first, I think, so you touched on this freemium model, which is the new thing and what you are going to be doing the product hunt launch. So can you elaborate a bit more? What can we expect? Is it already on your website, by the way?
Yes. So we have the pricing on the website, and basically with the free, you can have most of the functions and test a little bit even the advanced functions. And
right.
and then you can move to the free model. Then you have the start model, which is 12 euros per month, where you have access to more functionalities, more forms, more data, and document generation. And then the real professional business, professional solution is for 24 euros per month. And that gives you all the admin rights. It gives you much more data. And again, once you're in this field, you can start to purchase extra data. You cannot purchase extra data in the 0 and 12
Okay.
pricing. But once you're in the pro mode, you can start to add without having to purchase additional users. You can add extra data. And then we have the business enterprise version, which allows you to have single sign-on integration with the backend, more SLAs. We have full contracts. And very important is we're in the process of getting Secnum Cloud certified, which is the most advanced security level for hosted solution in France. So we're in this process. And of course, that's available in terms of all the liabilities and SLAs and guarantees and warranties, etc., with the more advanced solutions.
Okay, interesting. All right. Yeah, so you've made it easy now to basically take TimeTonic for a spin and give it a try.
Exactly.
We already get access to the mobile app on the free plan. That's cool.
Yeah.
API access is only on the first paid plan, but
yeah. So you can start really test it for your own purposes and make a lot of things, and at very reasonable cost. You have the capability to have access to API access and most of the views. After that, the more user right management and everything you can do in terms of creating filter by users. We didn't have the time to show you that, but you can filter your views by connected users. So when you come in, we have only access to information which is allowed by you, right? And that's very, very important. If I can go to my contract, I can have my portfolio, for example, and it's filtered by the ID of the user. And because you can share this view into an external workspace, you can create a workspace which is only for your customers, for example, or for the team. So everybody will have access only to their own data. And this is very, very important for security, to share information, to isolate, to make something more simple. And all this rights management is available in the Pro version.
Understood. And I'm typing a new question that I had while you were doing the demo. Is about I don't know if I typed it right. Let's see. But for the signatures that you showed us, I think you showed us a simple, I would say, kind of image capture. For legally binding signatures, do we have to use something external and then it gets stored in the platform, or can it happen in the platform itself directly?
To have an electronic signature. So we have, for now you have manual signatures. You can draw the signature,
which is already something. Yeah, exactly for internal use, I guess that's sufficient
inside the solution. But it's not, the DocuSign or USign type of signature. We are with the Zapier. You can do that. You can interface with another solution, but in terms of native automations, we're indeed working on making sure that it will be as simple as our AutoDoc features. In the same way as you can generate a PDF, you will be able to say, I want to have it sent to the process of signature. And that's something that we're working on, that should be available hopefully this year.
All right, understood. And I have, I think, one last question, which is more for the community of makers. Are you planning, now that you're opening up to self-service kind of approach? Are you? Let me pull down this question. Are you planning on having some sort of directory or marketplace of I don't know, people certified with your solution, or basically building an ecosystem around your solution?
Yes,
in the roadmap.
Very important. We actually have our own community of users now. It is our users who created themselves. They said, "Why don't you have a Slack where we can start together?"
So we can share problems.
They created it themselves. They called it the TimeTonicien. And so they created it. Now we have a lot of people already inside the platform. We are launching a new one in English, so it will be available for product hunt. And we're building a community of people who have self-respond and share information. And in terms of capabilities to share templates, or and have like a marketplace of templates, that's something that definitely we're thinking about. We hope that in the not too long future we'll be able to have that. And finally, yes, we do have certified partners. We have a certification program. We have an official training program where people with the Calliope can be trained. And very important point, it doesn't take 6 months. It takes 3 hours to be green belt, and it takes 3 days to be black belt. It's really easy platform. A lot of UX first, no-code platforms are more really low-code platform where it takes a lot of training to be able to do things. With our data-first approach, this smart visual database, have the flexibility of the spreadsheet. Everybody who knows how to use, rows and columns understands already the philosophy. You need to understand that you have links between data. But in a few days, you learn everything about automations, about sharing, about automatic documents, about emails. And then the rest is really, like any, martial arts, you need to practice, of course. But, you black belt in 3 days. And of course, after a few days afterwards of real project, then you understand the philosophy. But so very, very easy to be trained on the solution.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, very, very interesting and impressive demo. I think the one thing I'm really, if I had to just keep in mind one thing for me, it would be the form for editing a record. I think that one is really, really powerful, because that's the thing where we usually have to do like workarounds where you create a new record, you update another table, and so on. Here it looks much more straightforward with this feature. So good job on this one. Of course, it's not the only thing we saw. I think the chat field within a given record is also very interesting, and much more, and the autodoc capability, of course, as well. All the best for the Project Hunt launch.
Thank you.
We'll be following this, and thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Lucien, for having us today.
Yes, thank you very much for having us, Lucien. Be in touch very soon. Thank you.
See you soon.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.